Welcome back. We are still in orbit and we are so close. Let's escape this. And now we see there is another uh, bunch of this is the final challenge. Let's refresh and show you that this is the final challenge. We have gone through all the previous challenges. This is the final one before we move on to CSS. Okay, so now as we learned just now in the previous lesson and challenge, doc type HTML, and underneath that we have HTML, and then we have title, which is something new we are going to learn about here. I see. And then there's h1, and then paragraph, and then it ends with the HTML tag or element, right? This whole thing is a HTML element. Just like everything else inside is a title, everything here is a header, everything here is a paragraph. Make sense? Cool. So let's read this. Define the head and body of a HTML document. You can now add other levels of organization in your HTML. Within the HTML tags is the head and the body. So I'm just going to start to do this. This is the head, and that's the body. And obviously there's an open and a close. It is not self-closing. I'm just going to indent all this so that's easier for you to read, and I'm just going to do it, and then I'm going to read the stuff at the bottom so that you know what we're doing right now. Okay. Not sure why there's such big spaces. Okay, so for example, okay. So now we've read this already. Any markup with information about your page should go into the head tag. Then any markup with the content of the page, what's displayed to the user, should be in the body tag. So basically whatever's in the head does not show up. Like if you type hello, it does not show up. It should not show up. Yeah, it should not show up. But sometimes it can show up. Okay. So let me get a comment. Okay, then whatever's in the body is basically the body content. So everything else in here is basically the page content, which is visible. Okay, so meta elements include things like the link, meta, title, style, typically go inside the head element, which we saw last time, right? We saw this last time. We saw the head, and then the link, and then we found there's also scripts that go under the head. So let me just show you the head. So this is the head. Everything inside there's style, right? There's style. There's and then okay, after the head there's a body. Then there's divs. So before that, there should be no divs inside the head. Style. Let's go back on top. So this whole block of text is actually the style. This is the style. It's pretty much huge, and it goes all the way back to this, and I guess they're using Gatsby. This is the style ID, and this is unique again, right? Gatsby inline CSS, and then before that there's a script, and then there's links. Oops, there's a link here, and there's another link here. There's a couple of links everywhere. There's a link here. There's meta. This is basically the JPEG image for the content. There's also meta for the summary image, large image. There's a link here. There's a meta content specifying the width the width of the display device. In this case, it's display device width, which is initially set to 1. So it's 1:1. So it's a 1:1 scale, and you're going to learn all this later on as we go into other classes. But lots of stuff to look at in the code. So some people like me, we would just like go look at a website and we'll look at the code. Like for example, we go to this and we'll like look at the code and see what shows up, right? So this is a lot easier to read. It's not compressed. FreeCodeCamp is very compressed. Here we see typically there should not be any spaces, and you should start with the doc type HTML and then HTML. But in this case, they have language set to English in US, not UK. So it could also be UK, it could be other countries, it could be Spanish, it could be any other language. And then the direction is left to right. So from the left to the right. Some countries and some languages is from the right to the left. So it'd be RTL. And then class is Node.js. So we'll introduce classes later on. And then here we have a head, but we have a prefix of OG, and we have this link here. It's actually a link, but it's not a href. And then there's the meta. The character set is UTF-8, which is a format for the character set. And then there's obviously there's the HTTP equivalent, which is XUA compatible, and then there's content, which is the Internet Explorer Edge, and then the scripts, titles, viewport, which is, like I said last time, the device view width. Initially, the scale is 1:1, and then if you're a robot, you will see this, and you will see that you can index. You can also follow this page. And this is links as well, links to different CSS things we're going to learn next in another class. And then script. Script is this whole section here. It's a script. It says one script. This is another script. It's inside a script element, I guess. And the opening and closing script. Notice we'll get to scripts when we get to JavaScript. And then obviously there's more meta, and these are all self-closing. Meta is self-closing. So we have meta properties, we have meta names. Okay, so this is the head. This is the end of the head. This whole thing that we've just seen, from head to head, opening to closing, is the head. And now the body. The body is this. Everything from here all the way down. I'm just going to fast forward this down. All the way down to this is the body, right? And then it ends with HTML, the closing tag for HTML, which basically envelopes the whole HTML document, everything after the doc type. I hope this helps you understand and not scares you too much. So we have an example here: doc type, HTML, head, open head, close head, body, open body, close body, and then inside is the page contents, right? And then here inside the head is the metadata elements, and then HTML open, HTML close. So we have basically HTML document, the HTML element open, head element open, head element close, body element open, body element close, HTML element close. So now what they want us to do is edit the markup so that there's a head and a body. The head element should only include the title, and the body element should only include H1 and P, right? So I'm going to move the title to where it should be inside the head, and everything else is really so now we can actually re-indent all this because there's no more title, and the body and the head can actually, you don't need to actually indent it separately. I mean, you can have it at the same level. So these are all levels. This is considered a level. So this is basically 2 tabs. Some people count it as, some people like to use 2 spaces, or some people like just use 1 tab. So this is actually 1 tab and 2 tab. So if I see tab, tab, right? And this is also tab, tab. And you can put a space there, it doesn't really matter as much. And body is basically, body is body. And just because I'm going to move it, and then HTML is the HTML, which is this, right? Cool. Let's see. So now let's look at the what test is going to test for. There should be only 1 head element on the page. There's only 1 head element, which is this. This whole thing is a head element. There should only be 1 body element, which there's only 1 body element, body to body. The head element should have, the head element should be a child of the HTML element, which it is. This is the parent, this is the child, and this is the head. This is the child of the HTML element, which is the parent. The body element should be a child of the HTML. So again, HTML is the parent. This is a child. This is not a child of the head. It is equal to the head. That's why it's in the same alignment or indentation. And then body, and then the parent is the thing that wraps around it, which is HTML. Closing tag. And then the head element should wrap around the title element, which it does. So the title element is actually the child of the head element, and the head element is a child of HTML. Okay. Okay. So the body element should wrap around both the H1 and the P elements. So here we have H1 is a child of the body, and paragraph is the child of the body. It's not a child of H1. It is the same. It is the same indentation. It is basically siblings, right? Okay. So that's it. This concludes this. Wow, this concludes this lesson. And we're going to click on the challenge, run the test. Why is it giving me an error? The head element should wrap around the title element, which it does. Doesn't it? That's strange. Not sure why I'm getting an error. The head element should wrap around the title element. It does. Okay, I'm going to remove the I think it's because of that. It's looking at that. It's like, oh, there's a comment there. Okay, so let me just try this again. Run the test. Yes. That's the way it's done. Okay, we are done. We are done. So we are done this whole section. I'm going to make another video to introduce basic CSS as our next class. So I'll see you in the next video, and then there's also going to be another video which is my speed run. So there might be a couple more videos, but basically we are done. We are done this whole section. We are done this whole section. Like, this is amazing. This whole class about basic HTML, HTML5. Congratulations if you actually followed through the whole thing, and you actually followed along in FreeCodeCamp. I really am so proud of you, especially if you're new to this and this is like completely new to you. You know, you deserve a clap, an applause. So congratulations, and we'll see you in the next 1 or 2 videos. Bye for now.